Hi, this is John Farrell with the Farrell Law Firm. Wanted to reach out to you today to talk to you about a question that I get literally every day. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an estate planning attorney in Marietta, Georgia. I am the author of Estate Planning for the Modern Family, and I was recently voted one of the top 3 lawyers in Cobb County, along with the firm being voted one of the top 3 law firms in Cobb County. Well, the question that I literally get every day is how much does a simple will cost, or how much does it cost for a simple will? That is a question that I get every day. And it's a very interesting question. I find that people, they don't typically, somehow the word simple has made it into the American lexicon, because people don't call in and they don't say things like, how much does it cost for an uncomplicated will, or an easy will, or something? They always use the word simple. So somehow the word simple has made its way into the American lexicon to describe wills, but I often find they're really asking the wrong question whenever they call and ask how much does it cost for a simple will. Here's the reason. There are things that don't make wills simple that they don't put into consideration. Oftentimes, their idea is that they have an uncomplicated estate. They may say something like, I have a home, I have a daughter, I have a wife, I have a brokerage account. That's all I have. Simple. Well, what they're thinking, though, is that it's going to be simple on the people that are left behind because I have a simple life. But that is not what probate is about. It's not about how simple the will is, because there's 2 factors that come into play that determine how simple going through the probate process is. The first thing is just how busy the court is, which has nothing to do with your will. Oftentimes the court will want more information than you would think they would want, but they want it, so you need to provide it. Other times, maybe the court is just falling behind. There are some courts in the area that are about 6 months behind just reviewing paperwork. So it depends on how busy the court is will determine how much time and effort your family will have to go through when you pass away with the last will and testament. The next thing that is outside of their control is how cooperative their family is going to be. And oftentimes when I mention this to people, they'll say something like, well, my family gets along splendidly. Well, that's not the issue. It's not getting along. It's how cooperative they are when we send them information. If I send something to them and they're going to let it sit on their kitchen table for 2 months before they get around signing it and mailing it back, that's what I mean by cooperative. Not how they get along with each other, but just how cooperative they are with the whole probate process. And so really that's what the will is designed to do. It's designed to take you through the probate process. And 2 factors that affect the probate process isn't how simple your estate is. It can be a simple estate, but it's not a factor that determines how much work your family is going to have to go through when you pass away with the last will and testament. And those 2 things are how busy the court is and how cooperative your family is. What I've learned is when people call in and they ask how much does it cost for a simple will, they're really asking the wrong questions. Imagine going to a tire shop and asking, how much does it cost for a simple tire? Well, you can imagine that the tire salesman probably would have a few follow-up questions to that. Well, what do you mean simple, a simple tire? What do you want this tire to do? Do you want this tire to get you to California? Are you going to be running races at the local drag strip with this tire? Are you going to be traveling in the snow? Do you need snow tires? So there's just more information that we need in order to determine just the cost associated with a simple will. What is it that you want your family to do when you pass away? Do you want them to go see the probate judge, which is what will happen if you have a last will and testament? Well, if that's not the case, well, then the will's not for you. You should consider something else like a trust. Do you have children with special needs that you need to account for? You don't want them to receive an inheritance outright, so you need to put it into a special needs trust when you pass away so that they don't get kicked off their government benefits. That's something that's going to affect the cost. As you can see, there's so many things that determine the cost of something that you think is simple. So now, Quite frankly, I get this question every day, and it's always hard to answer just from a simple phone call. That's why we do free consultations. You come in, we will discuss the details of exactly what it is that you're trying to do, and then we will give you a flat fee, simple price for a last will and testament. We just need to know what it is we're going to be doing for you besides drafting what you think will accomplish your goal when you pass away, when in reality it won't, because all you've done is created something that you think is simple. So that, I guess the answer to the question is, how much does it cost for a simple will? I guess you'll get the lawyer's favorite answer, which is it depends. I mean, what do you want this will to do? Do you want it to make it easy on your family when you pass away? Do you have special needs children you need to account for? Are there special charities in your life that you want to benefit from your passing? So there's lots of questions that it makes it very hard to answer that type of question over the phone. So I know that doesn't give you an answer to how much a simple will costs. My experience has been there's really not much about a will that is simple. You might think that your life is simple, and it may be, but the will itself is not going to be simple. So I hope that helps to some degree. Help you understand the things that we need to ask in order to create a last will and testament for you. If you have any questions, all of our contact information is below. We would be glad to help you put together a simple will, but really we're going to help put together a last will and testament that will accomplish the goals that you want for your family when you pass away. All right, so that's all there is to it. I hope you like and subscribe the video. And if there's anything that we can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.